Welcome, guys. The 8th European Pro Qualification Tournament finished over the last weekend, and this was the best professional qualifiers ever. And it was lots of games with lots of players, all in the span of 6 days. And during the 6 days that it took for the tournament to happen, each day only the maximum of 2 games happened. So it was just great. Was superbly well run, and all the players got to play. Even the younger guys who the lower rated players all got to play 11 games. I remember my pro qualifiers. I played 9 games. But many of the players, we also had 11 competitors. Many of them could only manage 4 games, 5 games out of that group. And then they're stuck on the second half of the tournament, with nothing more to do. Some left early, some stayed, just had some fun. But it would have been really, really nice to have all of those players play more games. So I hope the people in the AGA will look at this and say, yes, this is a great format, and I hope the pro qualifiers in the future in the North America will adopt the same formatting. It would be great. So we have a undisputed champion in the tournament. It's Benjamin Green Guinezia with 9 wins out of 11. And he is a clear winner. He's 9. The second place and third place have 8 wins. So it's undisputed champion, no ties, no whatsoever. Here is him. It is no surprise that he started out the one with the picture having the biggest smile or the best mood, and he will finish the tournament in the best mood too. A big, broad smile. And let's go we have taken a look at Ben0 and look at this interview of Benjamin in Europe, in Go. Ben plays under the name of Ben0 on KGS and maybe Fox. And so if you guys run into him, say hello, congratulate him. It was very, very good. And he won in as dominating a fashion as anyone predicted. So it was very, very good.
Je m'appelle Benjamin Guinezia. J'ai 30 ans, je joue au Go depuis 2006.
This interview was done in French, and you have to excuse my American high school education. In fact, I did take 5 years of French class in middle school and high school, but I will not be able to tell you anything that they say in this interview, thanks to my American education.
Je m'appelle Benjamin Guinezia. J'ai 30 ans, je joue au Go depuis 2006.
Ooh,
je suis 7e dan et j'ai été 2 fois champion de France et 1 fois champion d'Europe.
30 years old, plays in Europe in Go. Okay. How did you discover Go?
Je viens d'une petite ville de Bretagne et dans cette ville-là, il y avait un club de Go. Un ami de ma mère connaissait un joueur de ce club et une fois, par curiosité, un samedi après-midi, je suis allé et je suis tombé amoureux de ce jeu.
something.
On peut jouer en fait sans vraiment connaître des séquences de base durant le combat, durant le milieu de partie. Il faut savoir lire des séquences à l'avance, prévoir plusieurs coups à l'avance. Et je pense que cette partie-là est bien plus développée au Go qu'aux échecs. Aux échecs, c'est très compliqué, je pense, d'être grand maître si on n'a pas un gros bagage d'ouverture en tête. Alors qu'au Go, on peut vraiment devenir très fort sans connaître par cœur toutes les séquences des IA, par exemple. Maintenant. Alors avant, on s'entraînait en regardant des parties pro, par exemple. Donc en Asie, les joueurs sont bien meilleurs qu'en Europe. Depuis l'IA, maintenant, on a un système qui est très facile, c'est qu'on peut revoir ses propres parties avec des bots. Et donc, je joue une partie, et après, je vais l'uploader dans dans l'IA, et elle va me montrer les mauvais coups, les bons coups, ce que je peux améliorer, ce genre de choses. Et de manière générale, toujours un moyen de progresser au Go. Là, il y a un grand tournoi qui va se jouer dans un mois à Nice, en Serbie. Ça s'appelle le Grand Slam. Et en fait, c'est le tournoi d'Europe le plus doté, avec environ 20 000 euros de cash prize, dont 10 000 euros pour le premier. Et c'est les meilleurs joueurs d'Europe, les 16 meilleurs joueurs d'Europe qui vont jouer là-bas. Donc, ça reste l'objectif de l'année.
Okay. The most striking thing about the different player personalities in this tournament was, from my perspective, was look at all these players. Who is smiling the widest? It is only Ben0, and you say, why? How come Ben won the game? He was not clearly the favorite. In fact, Lucas Podpera was coming in as a favorite to most people. I did expect Ben. I did pick Ben to win, but mostly I picked Ben because out of all these players, it felt to me like Ben0 had the closest personality to myself, and the most clear trait is the propensity to laugh and smile a lot. And so I get the feeling that when Ben0 plays the game, he really, really enjoys and truly enjoys the game as much as I do, or about the same, you know. And this is how this enjoyment of the game and being able to keep playing the game, you know, throughout the years and continue to smile and get happiness from the game is what I feel is the primary contributor to why Ben0 is did finally win, and he did win this long drawn out tournament. He's the only one who's really smiling and having a good time. Look, Lucan is super serious. Ash is a little bit you know, unhappy, it seems. You know, he's a little bit. Bovis is serious. You know, these guys. Yeah, so I feel like one of the great things about Ben is his his ability to find happiness in the game, and he also has okay, so he's Ben0 is also like me in that out of these players, his how do you say this? His I can imagine that his state of Ben's six pack is the same, is the closest to mine. I look like a relatively thin person, but I you know, I have a belly. Ben has a belly with big laughs. Unlike these other top contenders, Remy has a supermodels build, Lucan 2, Ash 2. I'm sure they all have six packs, so this is another reason why I really wanted Ben0 to win, and another reason why I thought he would do well or outperform versus others. Okay. You guys are all up. You guys are all interested in the final deciding games. Okay. So here, this is round 10, the second to the last round. And coming into round 10, with 2 games left to play, Ben0 was 8-1, and Lucan and Remy were both 7-2. So, however, the tiebreaks usually go to the head-to-head winner. So, even though Ben had a 1-game advantage over Lucan, if Lucan defeated Ben0, Lucan would have won the tiebreaks. So it was really, even though he had 1 less win, his chances of winning the tournament was still exactly 50-50. The winner of this match would go on to win the tournament. However, Remy also had a chance if Remy won both of his last games, and because Remy did also beat Ben0. So if Ben0 went 9-2 at the end, like he did, and if Remy just managed the win on the round 10, one of his last games, Remy would have become the champion too. So it was really, really a pressureful, like, big final day. So this final day was the final day of games, round 10 and 11 was just as exciting as any finals match between the champion and the runner-up that you can imagine. One of the big reasons why people preferred to have elimination systems was the big drama at the end, where people would come and see a final game. However, with a final round like this is even more enjoyable than the than one final game. You have 6 final games. How good is that? Okay, so Ben0 is white in this game, and Lucan is black. Winner has a great chance to win. Okay, so just remember Ben0 is white, Lucan is black. Okay, yeah, this is a complicated Joseki. This was a popular one in this tournament. Here's another thing, if you guys are preparing for tournaments and things like that. When you prepare for a tournament, there tends to be some favorite Josekis that people tend to play. So people tend to prepare 1 or 2 Josekis, and then they play endlessly, try to play something familiar in those tournaments. So it could be good to study this up. You could also prepare 1 or 2 openings, and you'll be okay. Starting off the game, both sides seemed rather cautious. This move is a small diagonal move, as opposed to some other moves like a knight's move, like another move here, which is more towards the outside. Black's playing here is very, very, it's the most solid move you can think of, which is also attacking white. This is a regular move, however, it is also, relatively held back. Both players are sort of holding back their fists before they are making punches. Okay, both sides settle, and then black is the one to play this very, very big move. Okay, another move would be here. If you wanted Sente, you could play these. If I was playing, I probably would have played the something that's relatively Sente on the bottom, and then went for the corner. But this is a more active play style, and this extend is a perfectly fine and big move. Invasion is a must-play move. It's very risky to invade and have your group get attacked, but it's even more risky to allow your opponent some huge amount of territory. And I think one thing that Ben0 and Lucan has, which is a difference, is I do see Ben0, which is white in this game, play lots and lots of online practice games on KGS, 10 seconds blitz games on KGS. I have seen him on Fox 2. Lucan, either I don't know his account online, or I just haven't seen his one account that I do know play a lot of games. So I myself is a big proponent of playing lots of fast practice games on the internet. Do not worry about playing worse than your top best level. It can be a very big very, very big trap to fall into, where you say, I want to play my best or else, right? Or else it's better to not play at all, which is totally wrong. If you can't play at your best, you can still improve and make incremental improvements. The worst part of that is if you don't play much, and if you don't play much and you only play when you are at your best, you are always gonna be disappointed when it really counts. And I mean that in this kind of a tournament, when you really want to win, if you only play near your best, you have a very high expectation for yourself. And of course, we always never play at our best. So I do think that the amount of practice that Ben had is a great help to him in the tournament as well. Lucan may be practicing. I just haven't seen him. Yeah. And also another one is because most of us enjoy winning the game more than losing the game, I do highly recommend playing, one, not at your best, just playing a lot, and two, not playing at your highest rank. So most of these players have very high rankings on the Go servers. It's totally good to practice a lot with one stone less. If your top is a Fox 6-dan player and you drop to Fox 5-dan as a result, that is totally fine, because during these important tournaments you're gonna outperform your ranking, your usual self-image, rather than underperform it. It's always better to be outperforming. Okay, so go ahead and practice. It is all good. Okay, back on the Go front. So far, this game is very even, and both players are relatively cautious, I can tell, in the beginning. So here we see when White comes in for the attack on the bottom, Black does have relatively stronger positions across the board. When Black goes for the counter, White does make the S2 self-strengthening move, and Black does play a one-spacer, and White plays a headbutting move. So both sides are really defensive and cautious at the moment, which is totally recommended and good. Okay, so White plays here, and Black turns and caps and starts the attack against the two stones. Another one-space solid move. Right now the game is totally even, and okay, the next part however is gonna be relatively decisive. So right now game is totally balanced, and Black takes another moment to self-strengthen before attacking. Attach, headbutt, and then tries to connect out. This is a very good idea by White, and if White can make some territory while strengthening himself, this would be great. So it's very crucial and very important for Black to go for this cut to separate White. Reason why this cut is good is that White may be able to choose this outside Atari variation, but White would lose a corner, and this game has not that much territory, so every little bit of territory really counts. Here, Black has reached a lot of thickness. Black has cut off White. It is now up to White to defend and defend effectively. In the game, this is very good. It's a very active defense. White cuts, and then Ataris. This is very good. This is highly recommended to be active. The game is still razor's edge close. And here White goes for the first dubious fighting here. However, realize that in the game, what we have seen Lucan play relatively cautiously, playing this move, playing those jumps, and then basically Lucan is relatively cautious, seems to be okay, but Ben0 has invaded earlier and is relatively more aggressive than Lucan. So this was another one of those moves. It was an overplay move, and White loses some shape in this by having to play this empty triangle. I'm sure it was a bit painful to do during the game. However, the virtue of being more aggressive than usual is gonna allow White to recover from any of these mistakes. And here is another thing about the personalities of the players. Ben is a relatively happy person. He smiles a lot and stuff. We don't know what he is on the inside, but but at least outwardly Ben is very likes to smile and laugh a lot. this kind of a player is very good, and if he plays a lot of fast games on the internet, pretty soon this kind of player is going to be very resilient to damage, or his recovery abilities are going to be very strong. And you're going to notice that this kind of player who is very happy playing the game is going to tend to be more lucky during the game as well. And so yes, it's the science of luck, right? Be happy and enjoy your mood, enjoy your games whenever you can, and luck will be more likely to be on your side in the future. Look at these super serious frowny faces. Luke and Ash. The rest of them are pretty okay, but if you're very, very serious and you're like, I have worked so hard to play this game, I have devoted so much of my life to this. If you think that way, it is you tend to be less lucky, and you when it's a close game, you tend to be the one that makes more mistakes. So another very, very good thing. Personal recommendations, of course. In this game, White plays another move here, which is counterattacking Black, but because Black was able to get to the outside and that White was not able to actually get the territory, White falls back even more. And now Black has a very, very, very good position. AI has Black up by 7.5 points. Oh, 8.5 points, which just means that Black has a very easy game. However, 8 points in the middle game is not that much. The game is still very well up for grabs. And another talking point of the finals is that this is Lucas Podparas' nth number of pro qualifiers, and it is his 5th pro qualifiers in which he has a real shot of winning. In fact, I believe it was 4 finals he has played in, and this game is basically his 5th final. And so he's not a newcomer, and Ben0 has played in many less pro qualifiers. I believe this is maybe his first or the second only. Okay. So in the game, White jumps and Black plays this move. This move is a very thick, very attacking kind of a move. It is very powerful. And remember how we mentioned how Lucan was the more cautious of the 2 players, which we could tell by first how Black attacked on the bottom with self-strengthening F4, later getting a Gote move just to split White in order to just, what he did was make himself very strong in order to attack. Now, this making yourself strong is how we attack, is how I recommend us to attack. So this is all totally good. The only thing is, right now Black still has a very big advantage, but it is a very good idea now to start turning this advantage into more and more territory. This connect would be a very, very concrete move. White cannot cut like this now because of this Atari, and then this push, White can cut like this, but should not be very difficult for Black to make the bottom alive. Okay, so and this move takes a huge amount of territory on the right hand side. Eventually White is the one that will need to make 2 eyes on the right hand side too. So this connect is absolutely a good time to cash in on the relative advantage. However, this move is more cautious, and this is the personality, and the however, this little bit of unwillingness to take more risks or to play faster will come back to haunt Black in the future. we will see. So a normal move would be white connecting home. This is about the same as before. Here it was Ben0. Perhaps, both players now perhaps realizing, probably get a feeling that white is not doing well. They don't know how much, but they probably get a feeling that black is doing a bit better in this game. And this is where a lot of experience in online fast games is going to help every player. And I think Ben0, with his big, great amount of experience in fast online blitz games, it's going to help him in this kind of a situation. He's trying to make some gains happen. So this peep is very, very nice. It is aimed at the cut, and it makes a little bit of weakness inside the black shape. And this little bit of weakness and agi is going to help white go on to do some very, very magical and very, very good good things, and very nice things if you're Ben0 or Ben0's friend. And if you're Lucan Pod Paris camp, disastrous things. Okay, so first, this part, black does accept and capture this one white stone. Again, if it was up to me, I'll probably back off a little bit, but I find it very, I push once and then I move back. This is where white is able to kind of get a very, very flexible and resilient position, even though white is truly very, very thin. So maybe that push got rid of one of the black liberties. Maybe just play this if you have to. You can, of course, also play the cut, which is a very good move. Okay. So after this, white does connect here. However, it was up to black, and black connects the very, very big endgame here. Namely here, this Atari, given that black may be doing a little better, but white did force black to into a very unsatisfactory shape in the middle. I really don't like to connect these codes, but I can understand why white and black both went for the code. I would have saw the code as a way to for white to gain more territory by making these tanukis. So for example, white plays another territory swigging move and black connects, and then we can play this double hane and try to fight this ko as a way to win. Now with these two moves, clearly the biggest moves on the board, and with some threat happening, some threatening things happening inside the black territory, black is worried about something like this. Perhaps white can, get so many ko threats that it just winning the ko is just impossible for black. Atari, of course, Atari here. Maybe, but that, I would have seen this and I would have said, oh, that's my ticket. Let me try to make my comeback right here. No, but Ben0 is very, very experienced, and he says, I will wait. AI is not gonna like the connect. This is 3.8, and after white connects, this is 6.9. The AI will not like this connect, but this is Ben0 biding his time and then holding on and stabilizing everything, and letting black, looking for another opportunity. This is very, very good. And so even though that was an opportunity, white decides to wait for another one, which is totally fine. However, right now black is doing very well in the game, and when white plays this and this move, black ends up playing another self-strengthening move. These two moves are very annoying moves, and this is most likely why white decided to connect earlier too. There is a sente move here, and if white plays something like this, black has to connect, and so now the top is under attack. Of course, this is so for black, the real choice is really just to strengthen this and then play here. And note how white can also cut black by playing in this move. So theoretically, this is Sente. Black may have to use the fact that black can cut in order to hold on, that kind of stuff. So it's already really annoying for black. And in the game, black did play this Atari move, which is just trying to end the game, not fight with white. Again, this is black being cautious while he is ahead. No real problem with that. Okay. So next, white captures this one stone and black plays here. This is threatening the middle. The board is quickly settling. Black has a 4-point lead to the AI now. The two players do not know the score, but they may have a nagging feeling that maybe black is doing a little better, maybe not. Anyways, it would be very nice for black to start doing these kinds of peeps, just to solidify the gain and just quickly go into this the end here. However, black plays this. This is endgame, and clearly black is playing the endgame and not worried about any more stuff, and just is thinking about how to close this one out. And so it was here when Ben0 played very, very well, and this is where his experience in a lot of these online quick games will help. It's to find where some outsized gains may or may not happen. It can train a lot of your intuition and instinct. So here white plays this move, and we'll see what happened in the game. Black plays this connect. And so this is, something wrong happened when you have to connect like this. And so this is where, training yourself with very fast games on the internet will help a lot with this kind of situation. To find a position to attack, you can sort of smell the weakness. So right now, for black, some kind of a strengthening move in the middle is going to be, it's probably something like this is what black has to do. Maybe something, but clearly during the game, black went for the end game and decided to go continue to the end game. Here the problem is if you play, make your most amount of territory possible, something like this cut, and right now if black plays cautiously, continues to play cautiously, something like these moves would be a huge problem for black. I think right now it is still very complicated. It's like within 2-3 points, so it's already very, very close. I believe black may not need to connect the code. I'm just not sure. It's already hugely complicated. So before white had to connect in the center, white counterattacked here. And we'll see this is a game-winning sequence by white. Peep, and then block, and then connect back, and then play the block here. 1 through 9. And white has made 10 points in the middle, destroyed all the black territory here, and a black lead of 3-5 points is now a white lead of 3 points. Now, I myself have recently played in a tournament where exactly the same types of scenarios happened. I was in a good position and messed up in some late middle game fighting, just like Lucan did, and I find myself down by 2 points, down by 3 points. Again, we don't know on the board face to face, but in hindsight we know, and we do get the feeling that we lost 6-7 points worth of game. Okay, so here, what's the big deal, right? You fall back, you fell behind by 3.5. Ben0 came back from 7.5, 8.5. Okay, you just find some more stuff here, and we would still be okay. So the game is still very far from being over. However, that episode triggered Lucan to go for this, and this ko. So unfortunately, going for this ko, now white is ahead by even more. Black was unable to win the ko. Not too many ko threats, I guess, and white has local ko threats, and the moves. The worst part is the moves around here, like this move. Like you can't let white play this wedge because white would have this counter cut against the black position. You might have to play these moves, and then white made. There's all kinds of sente moves, and white can fight the ko while taking endgame values. Also this wedge. So quickly, black found that taking the ko, which is playing out the ko, which is like a bit of a desperate way to gain back the disadvantage right away, was not going to work. So that made black play the following series of moves. Take some territory into the corner, but after white pushes through, white has now survived in sente, and there was that ko at the end. So this was a bit of an implosion. Only a few moves happened later, where after white cut the black group in the middle, it was all over. So white by 42 points here. Okay, so here is one. So this game finished, and Ben0 had a commanding lead in the tournament. He was 9-1. The second place Lucan fell to 7-3. So Lucan is no longer in contention after this one. And during a third game, Remy also lost his game in this round. So it was 9-1, and then 7-2, 7-3 players. So when it came to the most crucial moment in the tournament, Ben0 performed really, really amazingly well, and fell behind but kept calm and went for this thing. And he showed remarkable resilience, which means that being a champion, that's probably number one on the list. The ability to resist damage done to you by whatever circumstances. And again, what I attribute to Ben0's ability to resist damage is one, his ability to turn go into something that he really, really enjoys, and he laughs all the time and makes jokes. He's able to laugh and make jokes all the time. This allows him to resist. When things start to go wrong on the board, he's approaching this in a very happy mood. Like he can solve his problems with a smile, which is very, very good, as opposed to, imagine if you wanted to play the perfect game all the time, and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I messed this up. Or you might knock yourself in the head, slap yourself in the face, and say to yourself, oh my god, not this again, right? Imagine Lucan uses his fifth Pro Qualifier finals. It's like when it's falling apart for him, imagine Lucan thinking, oh my god, not this again, I've seen this before, I know this is not gonna end well for me anymore. Right, this kind of negative thinking is gonna not allow you. It's gonna make you very, very bad, or not able to resist and recover from a lot of damage. Again, the second part about being able to recover from damage is a lot of online practice games online, where you can swing back and forth. So you're used to a lot of back and forth swings. So you're more calm under when you're behind, and you're able to sort of have more confidence when you play. Okay, so so these two features is one, it helps you win the pro qualifications, and two, it's gotta be helpful for just regular life. So I highly recommend all Go players to play more, enjoy the game more, and try to laugh more whenever possible. So Ben0 with his trademark resistance to damage was able to pull this one out, 9 and 1. Ben0 would go on to lose his last game. But the last game already didn't matter. So again, no one ever wants to lose. So it just says that just shows how strong the entire field was. So besides the last game, the only other person to take down Ben0 was Remy Campagny, the other player we had high hopes for in the Pro Qualifiers. Remy is the fellow Frenchman to Ben0. And we said Remy was the best, the best looking Go player, and we thought these three would be the big performers. Now, to me, the only other 7-dan player, Ash Vasquez, he was never in our top 3, even though he is the only other 7-dan. We just we did. He also, congratulations to Ash for placing as high as he did. He placed 4th, which is very, very good. 7 wins out of 11, which is very, very nice. We did not expect Ash to play as well as he did, and especially when he suffered some losses earlier. We didn't think Ash was gonna, pull off a very, very good result in the Pro Qualifiers. Now, Ash is very strong and everything. Why did we really like Ben0 and Remy instead of these two? It's mostly because of the amount of laughter that they do on a regular basis. I talked to them a little bit, not that much, but I just remember Ben was laughing all the time. Lucan was pretty serious all the time. He was clearly very intense about trying to play well and stuff. It's pure personality driven. So says nothing about their go playing. So I guess overall, as expected, the results were pretty much as I expected. Yes, the God predictor, the Chen Mike. And so Ben0 is first, not flawless, but very, very well deserved and undisputed champion. Lucan Para, unfortunately, when the victory was looking at him in the face, he choked and fell behind and just was not able to recover from that position. From something that went wrong. Remy did very well too, 8 wins. He also he's one of the few players to take down the #1 player, Ben. And Ash also came out and played very, very well. I guess his 7 wins also included one against the #1 player. He also beat Ben0. So congratulations to Ash and Remy for being the only 2 players to beat Ben0, the eventual champion. Another very good performer in the tournament was Sevolad from Ukraine. He's 16. He's with Yu Zexing. They're like the most active of the Jeff club. So good luck to them. 7 wins out of 12. It's 2 wins away from the total championship. So very, very good showing. The most interesting player out of these, the most interesting result was Lucas Neural Network. Lucas, the Neural Network, comes from Belgium. He's a Belgium champion. And you can see he is the only player to beat both Lucan Para and Remy Campagny. So he is really, truly a giant slayer. Also did pretty well against Ben0. And also beat #5, which is Sevolad. But Lucas, the neural network, he lost to number 8, 9, and 10 finishers. So unfortunately, Lucas, the neural network, would have to settle with a 5-6 record, but he really slayed some big giants in the tournament. So very, very good performance. If he can shore up his game and start beating more of these other players, he would be a very, very strong contender for the professional championships in the future. We did watch a few of Lucas, the neural network's games, and some of these were very, very interesting, very, very nice. And what we found, what our feeling was that Lucas, the neural network, was a very, very similar player to me, to Zichen Mike. And he is, so we like him a lot too now. And namely, in his match against Lucan, it was his defensive abilities that really carried him through. So here in the middle, Lucan came for the attack, and Lucas, the neural network, showed how dangerous it is to attack anyone in this tournament. After a few sidestepping of the attacks, he counterattacked here, and after a few exchanges, bounced his opponent back, forced Lucan to connect back over here, and White, having the Atari, really now took care of all the white groups, and White has made a lot of thickness and potential territory in the middle. As of right now, White is now winning by 16.5. Before this defensive sequence, Black actually was up by 5 points. So this just shows a lot of this defensive magic, defensive prowess. Clearly extremely adept at the art of the AI's defensive abilities. Lucas, the neural network, I hope he plays more in the future. Very, very good. Attack, you see, and then took down the giant, the villain of the tournament, the final boss, Lucan Pod Para. So if Lucas, the neural network, can develop more, more of this defensive ability, or either to use his ability, his good skills on defense more, or to get the attacking game stronger, or just be able to use the defense more, like play more and more defensive games. It could be a great thing, and he's very much very similar to what we say all the time. So very, very good enigmatic finisher, the Giant Slayer, and a very nice person to the to the finishers who were lower down. So Lucas, the neural network, the most enigmatic and interesting finishing results of the tournament. Benjamin Tuber, we said we had some beef with him from playing with him online. He did manage 4 wins, so pretty well as expected. Yu Zexin, he only won 3, so unfortunately not the best tournament for him. I believe during a qualifiers, I don't know who wins more, Sevolad or Yu Ze, but during the European Championships, he did have a very close, and he was almost able to beat Andrei Kravets, the 2-time recent European champion and the winner of the European Championships. So he came close, but I guess keep working on it and it'll be fine. Dominic Bovis, only managing 2 victories, is gonna round out the bottom, but he will also display how strong this tournament was. If you guys do not know, Dominic Bovis plays on KGS, and he is a KGS 8 dan, and he regularly trades games with Ben0. So the top player and the bottom player regularly play on KGS and they trade games. This is how close all these players are. And this is how strong they all are. They have both of these players beat me sometimes. I may beat Dominic a little more than he beats me, but it's not like 8-2. It's like 2-1, something like that. Maybe 6-4, something like that. So very, very good tournament. It was the best pro qualifications ever. And if you guys are looking at this, if you guys are a strong player in Europe, go ahead and play. If you guys are, in the US, please look at this format when you guys consider for your pro qualifiers. I would have enjoyed my pro qualifiers much more if it was in this format. One last thing is the thing I talked to you guys about, the resilience of or the ability to recover, to come back in the game, was very, very important. Ben0 had many places in the tournament where he was doing quite bad. This is with Ben0. Ben0 is the third last finisher. And he starts this game, is down by 15, and he goes for the kill, but he's smart enough to go for the kill in the most possible way possible, or the most likely to survive kind of a way. Black is now likely gonna actually do this. It was very, very close to the victory, but when the game was on the line, it was Black who messed up in the end game fighting and actually just died. This is where you'll see this so much. The players who play a lot of games will have things go wrong, and then they would be able to be more likely to recover. And then at the end of the game, they're gonna try to take care of their opponent's emotions, and you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna be like, it was so close. You were beating me so bad. You had me there. I have said something like this many times. And the players who practice a lot will develop this kind of ability to recover from damage, to continue playing, to make comebacks. And so this one was another example of Ben in a very, very tough spot. Here's another game. Oh yeah, the Lucan game was a hugely bad spot, and it was very tight. In this game against Sevolad, Ben0 also found himself in a very, very tight and bad spot. Middle fighting resulted in was okay to begin the fighting, but pretty soon after White played this very, very big self-strengthening and big move here, White started to be a little bit ahead. And here Ben0 went for the middle cut against the middle group. However, this also would not be very, very good, because cutting White from the bottom will not give Black a chance to capture the bottom. And Black did try as best as Black could to continue and find some good attacks, but you guys can see here he is behind by 10 points at this point. White fought with Black here, but if White just went for one of these variations here, I think that was how White was gonna destroy a lot of the territory on the left, give up the 2 stones in the middle. But later on, this is where the experience of lots and lots of practice games is going to help a lot. Black played this and this. When White went for the counterattack against Black, this was when Ben0 was able to find, and ignore White. In fact, here the move for Black was to play this extend, and now And now now that black can connect this, the next move black can capture white in the middle. So it's somewhat sente, but really black really needed to tenuki this at this point. Play on the bottom. Black decided to play this one. However, the problem with this is black would like to not play that as much as possible, because after black plays here, white Ataris, and this inside is still Seki, whereas before white can Atari, but the inside white would have to immediately play one more. So black loses a bit, even though black does have the sente. And here it was a very classic moment where white is now doing very well. Well, slightly better, but white didn't realize it. So in fact, black played another very defensive move here. White is actually way ahead at this point. After some more moves, white is 8.5 ahead, but white clearly had no idea that he was 8 points ahead, because pretty soon later, at this point, it was a very classic case where white is 8.5 points ahead, and you should be very happy, but both players, clearly white thought that white was very far behind, having just lost this group. This is again where a lot of experience in your online games will allow you to put yourself in a lot of situations where you feel like you're behind, but you're actually not, and it'll help your judgment become more and more what do you call it, real or true, or not off. So in the game, because white gained territory here, gained sente at the end of this, white still has a ever so slight lead in this game, but having lost more territory on the left hand side, white is now in full white is now engaged in full territory making mode. All white needed to do was to still pretty close, but what happened here was, faced with a relatively tight shape, white played in a very tight manner, and then played these moves, surrounded as much points as white could, but found himself open to this cut. This cut captures the 4 stones in the middle, and also in turn captures the white stones in the middle of the board in that Seki. So this was, Ben0 really staying calm, and if we didn't have AI, we would have said, oh, black was just did better the entire game. With AI, we know that he was really in some tough situations. So there were many games where Ben0 had very tough games, but he ended up winning by a lot more than not. So this experience, this happy disposition, this enjoyment of the game is what is gonna really help Ben0. I attribute Ben0's victory a lot to this, and of course very good Go skills too, and this I hope you guys can take this with you along the same and find some joy in your games, and just as good. Ben0 clearly he was in many tough spots, but this is clearly not luck. So this was undisputed new EGF Pro. Congratulations to Ben0, and let's follow Ben0, and see you guys in the next pro qualifiers and stuff. Leave a like, subscribe, and we went on and on at length today in this video about this this propensity to laugh and the amount of enjoyment you can get in the game. It's not only essential for you to find more happiness in the game, it's also essential to play stronger and better and win. So no matter how you want to do it, try to be more happy, and it'll be good. See you guys in the next one.